Hey guys, pretty big stuff happening here this time around. Mr. Kizuka's class and my class, we're doing some stuff that's really going to make this maze game into a real maze game. So let's take a look at what we're looking at, and here they are. These two, these two items on our checklist. The first one, player sprite resets to start when contacts the wall color. So that's a big deal, and Mr. Kizuka is going to take care of that. But that's basically like you got to stay away from the wall because if you touch it, you're going back to the start, which isn't a good thing. In my class, we're going to look at when the player sprite touches the goal sprite, the maze game ends. So when you get to the goal sprite and you make contact with it, we've got to end that game at that point. So pretty excited to see what that code looks like. But I'm betting some of you guys have already got that code figured out yourselves, which is kind of the point in the first place. So let's take a look at some ways we can do this, or the way specifically that we're going to do this right now. So if we go to Scratch, you can see I'm logged in. Once I'm logged in, I'm going to go back to my stuff. Click on that folder. And from within my stuff folder, I'm going to go to my game, and here it is. This is my maze game. I'm going to click the See Inside button so I can go straight to the guts of the program and get ready to edit it. Here we are in the game, and you can see right now I'm in my start button sprite, and that's not what I need in order to make this happen. What I actually need to be in is my player sprite. So I'm just going to click on that player sprite and then pretend like nothing ever happened. So here's my player sprites code. We've got all this stuff. We've got these backdrop switches events, and then we got the flag clicked event. One of the things that we can do at some point here is we can get rid of that flag clicked event. And once we get rid of that flag clicked event, all we really need to do is bring this event together with that forever loop. Because when the backdrop switches to maze, that's when we really want to start working in that forever loop where we're controlling our character when he's going to the places we want him to be and all that. So if I click flag now, click start game, you can see my player sprite starts in that corner where I want him. Everything's worked out. He's got the right costume on and all that. If I hit my arrow keys, you can see I can control my player sprite. So that's great. Now, I haven't put the code in that you're working on it with Mr. Kizuka's class, so you won't see, like right now, I can still walk straight through the walls. But um, once we get that code in, that won't happen. What we're going to add in this class, though, is we're going to get into the donut, right? So what happens when we get to the end sprite? So we're going to go to control, and really what we're looking to do is add an if statement, right? And that if statement is going to be added to this forever loop. So we're going to bring an if statement in, and I'm just going to scroll and put it here, scroll down a little. I'll just put it at the bottom of this list of if statements, right? In the bottom of this, this is where we're doing all of that control with the key, with the keys, right? What I want to do is check if I'm touching that donut. So I'm going to go to sensing, and I'm going to look for touching. There we go. So I'm going to bring in a touching block and put it if touching then, but it's not the mouse pointer that I care about. It's that other sprite, right? So specifically, I'm looking for that goal sprite. If I'm touching that goal sprite, I want something to happen. And what is it they want to happen? Well, if you think about it, here we are on the maze sprite. If I get to that goal sprite, I should then switch to my end screen, right? So if I get to that goal sprite, I want to switch to the end screen. We'll talk about some other things that we want to do too, but right now, that's the one thing we want to do. So let's hit the flag, click the start button, and then I'm going to cheat and go straight through the walls. And let's see what happens if I get to that gold sprite. Look at that. I made it to my end screen. You can see we've got some more work to do because probably we shouldn't see those things when we're here. But we should see the restart button, and then we're going to have to work on making sure that restart button does its job as well. So that's the code for making that end sprite, making that goal sprite and a player sprite interact. You can see it works. So we're ready to move ourselves forward. Make sure you save, right? If you don't see this Save Now button here, click on File and select Save Now. That'll make sure that you saved everything that you've done before you exit out of Scratch. That's pretty important to make sure you manage that. Every time you're working in Scratch, make sure you save if you don't see the file saved over here. Okay. Good job, guys. Can't wait to see the great things you're doing in your maze game. That's it for this video. We'll see you soon.